Hello and welcome to this second session of Crescendo of Violence. This is a new RPG, Neon-Noir from Osprey, and it uses its own very unique system. We are, I'm going to try not to sneeze right into the mic there, but hopefully that will succeed. My name is Lowell, pronouns he, him. We're going to have our players reintroduce themselves and their characters here in just a second, just to remind everybody who is listening and to filter out those people who think that this is a terrible idea. We're using safety tools. So we have lines and veils, and we also have the X card and our open door policy. So just to remind everybody what we have lined for this play: harm to animals, harm to children, homophobia, racism, sexual assault, torture, transphobia, and graphic depictions of blunt force head trauma. And then we have a veil on sexual content. That's our fade to black there. So those are the tools that we have out there. Last time we went over kind of our cats, talked about tone a little bit. So just a reminder that those things are out there. I would like to then have our players reintroduce themselves and their characters. And we will start with second chair this time. So Alan, would you give us the elevator pitch on who you are and the elevator pitch on who your character is?
My name is Alan, and my pronouns are he, him, as are the pronouns of Jake Emmons. Jake Emmons is, in this game, in terms of his origin, he is a natural-born human. Nobody's tinkering with my genes and bits and pieces. And my profession is an investigator. But life has not been kind recently to Jake, because he finds himself on the out because his partner, Deirdre, who was much better at this PI stuff than he ever was, got herself dead when she got involved in some high society corporate, he's not certain which, but dangerous stuff. So he's been kind of living on the streets and sofa surfing for the last 12 months or so, just keeping his head down, hoping the problem goes away. But just when you think you get out, they drag you back in.
Excellent. That brings us to our next player. Jim, would you introduce yourself and your character?
Sure. Hey, I'm Jim Crocker. I run and play a whole lot of games on the Gauntlet, including with everybody that I'm playing with here. Very excited to be here. I use he, him pronouns, but if you're using they, them more generically, that's totally fine too. If you want to find me online talking about games and stuff like that, look for Jim Likes Games. That's where I am just about everywhere, including YouTube. I've got a bunch of my own actual play videos and stuff like that. I am going to be playing Tomothy, Tomothy, Tomothy Gallivant, who is I am genetically modified, but not through any choice of my own because I'm a clone. I was bred in a vat to be a Broadway song and dance person. And in order to, what we said last time was in order to get around child labor laws, they cloned a bunch of us so that as kid actors, we could do the number of shows a week that we were allowed to do, but they could, have 4 times as many running at one time. But of course, eventually all child actors turn into teen actors who turn into adult actors, and some of us make the transition, some of us don't. And it was my appearance in the infamous Never Forget! A musical memorial to 9/11 that resulted in the total destruction of my career. So I can't, I kind of can't get hired anywhere, but I'm infamous for having taken on that role. So like I've still got some fame and recognition and stuff that I can parlay into like invites into parties and stuff like this, but I'm pretty radioactive in terms of actually getting cast in anything. And so I take whatever gigs I can get, which means I have fallen in with this crew, who I've met through taking some of those, no, seriously, way off Broadway gigs that I've been taking.
Excellent. And then that brings us to Rod.
Hi, I'm Rod, he, him. I am playing today's Sister Grace Allardine, who is the daughter of a televangelist, a very rich family She's currently kind of like the black sheep of the family. She was given the task of listening to the confessions of the masses who kindly donate their little earnings to the church, to the ministries. But in hearing their confessions, she's learned a lot about the corruption and the bad guys who need to be punished. And so she has taken a alternate persona, which I have decided to call the apparition. Not too different, somewhat inspired by the shadow of Pulp Fiction fame. Um, and Right, so she's really leading a double life, and somehow she's gotten associated with this crew, for better or ill, and we'll see what happens to her. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
There we go. So last but not least, Puckett.
Hey there, I'm Puckett. I use he, him pronouns. Today I'll be playing Becca Thorne, who is an augmented human, though not entirely through her own choice. She's a veteran of, well, I would say a corporate war, but then the question is which one? And they all kind of blur together after a while. But she was pretty badly injured as a result. And considering they don't just replace one arm, they make sure to do it bilaterally so that you don't have unusual outcomes from the surgery. And they don't just replace one eye, they replace both. She's had some pretty non-trivial cybernetic augmentation in addition to the subdermal armor that they equip all soldiers with. She's kind of fallen in with this crew because she kind of got into a little bit of security, and then, well, one of her security clients was a flaming bag of crap, and things didn't turn out too well for him when she walked off the job. So now she does this and periodically picks up a little bit of work from Sister Allardyne's family.
Excellent. So the brief recap. Last time you were contracted by a nightclub owner by the name of Peter Despot, and he wanted you to look into the vanishing of one of his singers, Nightbird Holly. You were able to, by speaking with Holly's roommate, get a sense that Holly was stringing several people along, including Linda Gramsci, who is one of the lieutenant's family persons of the Gramsci crime family. You headed over to Holly's apartment to check out things there. You were able to find a couple of leads, certainly a sense that she had left or someone had covered for her leaving, trying to make it look like there had been some kind of tussle here, and that sort of confirmatory evidence that she had had multiple people, lots of lovely gifts, all of that kind of thing, as well leads pointing towards an exclusive physiotherapy gym from a fob that Grace was able to hack, as well as a very high-end exclusive crystal molecular gastronomy restaurant. So those seem to be sort of the two leads you had. However, where we left off last time, all of that peacefulness had been broken by the sound of a shotgun blowing the door open, and the sound of goons in the hall coming in. So we are going to start there. Now, let's talk a little bit briefly again to remind you about the system mechanics and initiative and so on. Again, when you want to do something, you choose a path, whether that's violence to attack or fast to evade, things like that. You'll roll If it's against a static test number, you'll roll a number of d10s, and you're looking for the highest amongst those. You do that same rolling of d10s and looking for the highest, but if it's an opposed roll, the opposition rolls, and you also compare, and they need to beat you on that. Now, when it comes to combat, we do the same sort of thing if you want to hit, but also you choose a path if you wish to evade. So you'll be rolling opposed rolls when you are attacked, and you'll be rolling opposed rolls if you are hit. And with that opposed roll, you're actually rolling your resolute plus any armor against their damage dice. If you do get hit, you only take, like, there's just only, like, if it gets through, then there's one of 3 possible effects. Either you lose a momentum, you lose your green or yellow action token. If you have both of them, you have to lose the green one first, or you're knocked out. So there's some give and take there. Reminder that when you go to roll any test, if you roll a 10, then you're going to gain a point of momentum for every 10 that you rolled. You add that. And on the cheat sheet, you can see that momentums can be used in a couple of different ways. You also have your reserves. Those will reset at the end of the case, which is probably at the end of this session. So just to give you a sense of what the economy is for that. Now, the game rules say, well, the next person should go as whoever, hasn't been in the spotlight for a while. That's a little hectic. So, but I think it's pointing us towards a kind of a popcorn initiative. So that's the way we're going to handle things. Essentially, when you go, you say who goes next. And if you haven't gone yet in a round, and a GM character is about to go, you can spend a momentum to actually interrupt and go before them. So just remember that that's a thing that's on there. When you go to roll damage, you can either roll damage with the intent of rolling to see maybe you'll roll a 10 and get some momentum, or you can just say, I do a point of damage. That's my reading of the rules, and there are a couple of different ways you can interpret how the rules are written, but that's the way I'm going to read it today. So just remember that is in the cards. So let us start then with our detective. Jake, boom, you hear that shotgun blast, door goes flying in. There's that smoke. I think you're already starting to see people come through the blasted door kind of thing.
I rush to get to Grace so that I'm between the threat and Grace.
Okay.
I'm using fast.
Yeah, let's have you roll fast. I think that's pretty easy to do. So let's say a 4 for that to get so that she can't immediately be shot.
But I only have 1 action token left, and if I'm right about this, once I've used all 3 of them, they all reset.
That is correct.
So I'm going to mark the red one, which takes 2d6 away.
Yes. So you can, but the minimum is 1d10. So you're always rolling 1d10.
Okay. So I will roll 1d10. Bang. 6.
Okay. Yeah. So you get across there. Like what do you have to hurdle to get over there and to move Grace away?
I think it's over the couch. I think it's leap on the back of the couch. The couch flips up, and I just step on to get between Grace and the doorway.
Excellent. Who goes after you?
I think in this circumstance, the most obvious person to go after me is Becca.
Becca.
Training kicks in.
Becca, what are you doing?
In the parlance of our times, I'm choosing violence.
Absolutely. So what are you using, and what does that look like?
Well, fictionally, I now have two heavy. I have two heavy. I have a heavy pistol in each hand. Mechanically, it's only one,
Okay.
but I've got both of them out, and I'm firing straight into that kill box as
Okay.
quickly as possible.
All right. So you're going to roll violent, which is 3d10.
It is.
And let me check my moves here. They are rolling 2d10 against you. So let me roll their 2d10 first.
Okay.
Dot. Okay. So they've got a 1 and a 6. So you want to meet or beat a 6 right now.
Okay. So I'll be using a yellow action token.
Okay.
My violence is 3. And then can I spend reserves on this or not?
So yeah, if you don't want to roll, you can take, and you wouldn't spend a token then.
Okay.
You can just use the value of a reserve.
You know what? Yeah. I've got and I have to exceed that 6 or meet that 6?
Meet or beat that 6.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and spend the reserve that I've got sitting here that's a 6.
Okay.
Just to meet him. And then the heavy pistol does 4d10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go ahead and roll for that.
With an additional plus 1d10 because of you've got don't you have a with both hands? Do you have that thing? I can't remember.
I don't.
You're a killer.
Yeah, where is that?
Oh,
Rule
it's when you kill a
2021?
target. Okay.
Yes.
No, for a second, I thought you had the one that's the two-handed big bonus.
Akimbo. Yeah. Gain 1 momentum whenever I kill a target. So that's 5d10.
Okay.
4, 6, 9, 3, 2.
Okay. So you will hit, and much like you, they essentially you hit them. They have a harm clock. This first guy goes flying back. He's still up, but he will go flying back from your shots there, and maybe a little surprised to immediately meet gunfire. Who goes after you?
Ooh. I think it's got to be Timothy after Alan did that fantastic move straight out of a musical.
So have they gone already? And we
They
don't
have
need
not.
to tag them. They have not. Go ahead and have them go. Because otherwise they can go twice in a row.
All right. So let's let the goons go.
Okay. So I'm going to say,
I've played some Cortex.
oh
so
yeah, you know how this works. So there is a move of goons into the room. I think you can see that there are 3 out in the hall, and now 2 that have not been shot and 1 that has been shot that have come in. The one that has been shot was the sort of the lead with the shotgun. The others just have pistols, and they are looking around. And I think the guy with the shotgun is going to raise it up and take a shot at you, Becca. So I'm going to roll his combat against you here. So that's going to be a 3d10. So I add another d10 onto my thing.
Question: how tactical is this game?
What do you mean?
Is this theater of the mind stuff or
primarily theater of the mind? One of the things
Okay.
you can do in terms of tactics is you can spend an action to take cover. That gives you an extra d10 to not be hit or to reduce damage. You can also spend is it reserve or momentum? I think you can spend momentum to take cover after you take an action.
Okay. I was just asking because if he got knocked back and he's raising a shotgun and his 2 compatriots are running through this doorway, I didn't see how he could shoot the shotgun without hitting them.
I mean, I am very
That's what
much
I was-
doing this theater of the
Hand
mind
waving.
kind of.
Yeah.
You're close enough by taking
Sure.
that shot. So right now I've got a 2, 6, and an 8. So Usually evade would be done with fast, unless you have something else that you think would be appropriate.
I think fast is okay.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll against that.
Okay. So that's 3d10. Is there any way to add dice, like spending
Yes, you need to
momentum?
spend an action token.
All right. In that case, I will spend. Yeah, the only action token I have is yellow, so there's no point in spending it.
You have to spend one,
Okay.
because as soon as you spent all three of them, then you get them back.
You know just because I'm going to go ahead and spend the red one.
I think that makes sense. So that'll take you down to 1d10.
Correct.
And
look at that.
9. Look at you. Even with the red action token, how do you get out of the way of this shotgun blast as he's kind of trying to trail you with that?
The guy's a mook. I'm a trained combat specialist.
Yeah. He is firing where you were well after you have moved out of that. One of the mooks with the pistol will turn and sees you, Jake. You kind of put yourself in position, kind of popped up. So I think that he is going to take a shot at you. So I'm going to roll 3d10. I've got a 7, a 6, and a 1 against you.
Then I roll my resolute to resist damage.
No, first you roll to evade damage.
Okay, so that's fast.
Yeah. And all your
2d10.
action tokens have reset. So what do you want to spend on that?
I have to spend one of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to spend the yellow one.
Okay.
2d10.
Oh, look at
is a
that.
10.
You get a point of momentum.
I do.
And you completely evade. Like, how do you, this guy turns, he's got his pistol.
I throw the hat in the air. He fires at the hat.
Okay, catches it, goes right through it, comes down. You'll see the third mook rushes into the apartment. Like these guys are not like idiots. It kind of moves and hops the bar to get behind cover. So that's pretty much his whole action, is to get there. And he's kind of scanning the sitch. You can see they probably have little comms to one another, but it's been so fast. Everything has happened so quickly. So we've still got Grace and Timothy to go on your side. So let's pass it to Timothy.
All right. So I think like I've kind of wide-eyed watching all of this happening. And the guy with the shotgun clearly seems like he's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of, like pop up from behind whatever couch I guess because I had been kind of there with Grace while she was hacking the thing there, the fob. So I kind of spin around and do a cartwheel. And as my feet come over the top, there's a little shing as knives come out of the tips of my shoes. And I'm trying to kind of do a thing where I up and boom, just hit the guy, right in the shoulders to get him to drop that shotgun as
Perfect.
I come over the top on him like that.
So I'm going to roll 2d10 for his evasion. So you got a match of 10.
Okay, so I've got violet, right?
Yep.
And I've got a green action token, so that's going to add 2 dice to this. And I don't think there's really anything else I can do to help myself out here, right? I just got to roll it up. Okay. All right.
That's it.
So here we go. 4d10. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only one way this is going to hit. So this is it's my pointy feet move here. Nope, did not get
Get
the 10. Got a 9, but yeah.
there is that moment when maybe out of the corner of his eye he sees you coming and sees the glint of that, and like what does the blade hit?
Oh, I think I think probably he gets the shotgun up,
Okay.
and it just like kind of chunks into it, and he just sort of, kind of knocks him aside, and I end up kind of kipped down, like, probably like, fingertips and toes
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So
that means that the one person we have left to go is Grace. Grace, wait, you didn't define this last time, so I'm going to ask you, what kind of weapon do you have on you?
Ooh, I think I have some kind of gun.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to use it just yet, though.
Okay.
I'm going to try to, if I can affect more than one person, that'd be great. But if
Okay.
not, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to hack their audio video, a person's audio video, so that there's like a delay of what he sees. Maybe like, by a few seconds, just to throw him off on where everyone is.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that. Let's have you roll, and let's I think this is a challenging thing to do
Right.
In the heat of the moment on a system that you haven't played with
Right.
across multiple parties. So I'm going to set the difficulty at a 7.
Okay. I just looking at the hacking thing. There's I'm supposed to send either green or yellow and the reserve to do it. So I can do that. And I don't know what I should roll though. Should it be?
So yeah, what path do you want to use?
Right.
Is this clever?
Either clever or fast.
Yeah.
They're the same. So
yeah.
Right. I'll try to be clever.
Okay.
And let's see how that goes.
Are you marking the green token?
I am marking the green token, and I'm going to spend my lowest reserve.
Yep.
That will be spent. And now I'm going to do a dice roller. Okay. Oh, will I be able to hit more than one person, or you think?
We'll see what the roll is like.
Okay. Oh, I just rolled d6s.
That's you probably should re-roll that.
Yeah, let's change that. D10s is what we want. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, not good.
That is not a good roll.
Nice.
Now, there's no things for re-rolling. However, do you have any momentum?
I don't.
Okay. One of the things you can do with momentum is to take an additional action after you take one. So what do you think it is? Like, is it just the heat of the moment, or is there system hardened, or what do you think it is that like keeps you from getting that control?
I think I established that I use like sign language and finger spelling to hack into it, and I think it was just a matter of like when the inspector dodged the bullet that was coming towards him. He just like his shoulder just knocked my hand, and I completely lost the train of what I was doing.
Did that thing where it reset you back to 0 and you had to start again.
Right.
So we kind of roll over to the next round. Who goes to start this round out, Grace?
I'll throw it to Jake.
Okay. Jake, what do you do?
Who is the biggest threat to Grace right now?
That guy with the shotgun is still here, and he's probably the one who can offer the most damage.
Then I shoot him.
Okay.
I've got violent, so that's 2. I'm going to tick the green action token. Oh, do you tell me first what I have to beat?
So he's at a 9 right now.
Okay, so that's a toughie. Okay, so I'm going to roll 4d6.
So
D10.
Can I ask a question about helping?
Yes, absolutely.
There are mechanics for help here. What it says is helping a character may help another character if they can reasonably do so and they have a rating of at least 2 in the path chosen.
Mhm.
Help allows the roller to choose one of 3 effects: add +1 d10, reroll a single 1, or cancel a -1 penalty. This must be chosen before rolling. Up to 3 people may assist, with each benefit being possible once. So
Yes, and the game does not say that helping costs an action.
exactly, yeah, that was my.
There you go.
Well.
So I'm basically like right on top of this guy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be like trying to like spike him in the shins while Jake is shooting at him.
Yeah, that makes sense, and it seems appropriate since you are there with your presence. So let's. Are you giving Jake an extra D10?
I'm gonna let Jake re-roll a 1.
Okay.
If he gets any.
Okay, so I'm rolling 4d10.
And we can all help.
Oh, I just rolled the dice. Sorry.
Okay.
I think narratively, I think Timothy's the only one in the obvious location.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Is
and that's not very good. That's a pair of 6s at the top and no 1s.
So I think this guy's attention is completely on you and Timothy right now. But he's kind of pushing Timothy back, trying to get towards you, Jake, as you take that shot. What do you hit in the room?
I hit the door frame behind him.
Okay.
But I am going to spend momentum to hit him with a blackjack.
Okay.
Because why wouldn't I? So this is just 2d10.
Okay, I got an 8.
Now, if anybody else wants to help, I mean, Grace is in the vicinity.
Absolutely.
How are you helping, Grace?
Right. I'm just gonna. I think we established that her fans, the Nightbird Holly, sent her like like little figurines or crystal things of birds, nightbirds. So I grab one and it just goes flying across
Perfect.
the room to either distract or hit. Yeah.
Jake, spend your action token and make your roll.
What benefit are you giving him?
Oh, the choices are reroll +1, add a d10, and the third was
cancel a penalty.
Yeah.
Cancel a penalty. Okay, so add a d10. Yeah.
Okay. So that would be 3d10. But of course, I now have to tick the red box, which takes 2 of them away, putting me down to 1d10.
Plus an extra d10, so you're at 2d10.
Can I change it to?
No, 2d10. I'll settle.
You're good.
That's a 9.
You will hit. Do you want to roll damage, or do you just want to say that you do damage?
Remind me of the difference.
So if you roll damage, he resists it, but you do have a chance of gaining momentum if you rolled a 10.
Okay. Whereas if I just do damage,
he's going to drop.
I'll settle for drop.
Okay. Yeah. So just that'll give you a sense of like these moves have a harm clock of 2. So 2 shots will take them down. So boof, he drops to the ground. Like he dodged that, and then the blackjack comes up and cracks him across the forehead, and he crumples. So there's only 2 goons in the room, one behind the bar, and another one with the pistol, who's was the one who actually fired at Jake last time. Jake, who goes after you?
Oh, look, a shotgun.
I think it makes sense for the shotgun that is now at my feet beside the goon. So I think that Grace has a chance to pick up the shotgun and do dangerous things with it, because she is a surprisingly violent woman, I noticed.
Grace, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I love that idea of just like, kicking it up with my foot and catching it in a twirl, and then just I'll say screw the hacking.
Okay.
And I'll shoot the nearest goon. Yeah. So that would be fast, or no violence, of course.
Either way. I've got a 6 for my evasion.
Okay. I only have the 1 red token left.
Yeah.
So I need to all right. So I think that's just the 1d10, right?
Unless Timothy's assisting, because he's close by.
Yeah, happy to.
Cool.
Go just add another die. That seems
Alright.
like the easiest
It's
thing
always
to
the
do.
simplest default there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that will hit.
7.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want to roll the shotgun damage against him? Or do you want to just take the damage?
Let's roll the shotgun damage.
Okay,
If
so that's 5d10 you're rolling against his resistive 2d10.
all right.
So my 10 will bounce that there.
Right.
But I think that like he isn't going to take damage, but definitely that shotgun is close enough in these tight quarters that will force him backwards. And I think that's going to make the three who are outside kind of literally gun shy at this point once the pellets start flying out. Grace, we still have Timothy, the bad guys, and Becca left to go. Who goes after you?
Oh gosh.
You can tag you can tag the mooks. It's cool.
Yeah, let's give it to the guy I just shot at.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he is going to move and he is going to attempt to physically wrestle you for that shotgun. So he's gonna rush up and try and yank that away from you. So what do you want to resist that with?
Fast. I'm just gonna try to dodge.
Okay. So I have a 6 is my highest. You need to meet or beat a 6. Your
All
action
right.
tokens reset.
Cool.
I'd like to help
Okay,
because I'm in the vicinity, aren't I?
absolutely.
Yeah, I fling the hat at him.
Okay. Caught the hat, fling it at him. Okay.
Cool. All right.
And I think add a D10 is probably
Yeah.
the
Oh, good.
worst.
Yeah. So A, you succeed. You get out of the way, Grace, as this guy kind of dodges the hat, and B, you get a point of momentum
Cool.
for that 10. The guy behind the bar, you will see him. He spends his action communicating, and you will see two of the guys that are out in the hall kind of go low. They don't attack, but they come in and they like one of them heads for like the bedroom door, and the other one is kind of running over to get behind the other couch. There's still one out in the hall. So that there's sort of a like getting into position, trying to get have the sense that as much as anything, like they also want to get eyes on the place. They're probably looking for Nightbird, just by your sense of it, because they are certainly scanning the area. So let's pass that to Becca.
So how many people do we now have? How many goons do we have in the apartment now?
So right now you've got 3 that have kind of just spent their action moving or scanning. One's behind the bar. And then there's the one that's up by Grace. That's our 4th one.
Grappling
That
for
had
the
to drop
shotgun?
essentially had to drop his pistol to try and grab that shotgun. And it's just one guy out in the hall.
All right. I don't want anybody but us to have control of that shotgun.
Okay.
Am I close enough that I can put a gun to his head?
Ooh, interesting. I think you can move and do that. Yeah. Moving is a free action.
All right. Can we use communication at the same time?
What do you mean by that?
Can I move to this guy, put a gun up against his head, and say, "Why don't we talk?"
Interesting. So you're going to try and like talk this guy down.
I mean, I'd prefer to talk all of them down, but
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see here. What do you want to roll that with?
whew. I think violence makes sense because I am threatening violence.
Yeah.
This is not even an implicit threat.
Let's take a look at this. I'm going to roll for this guy, and then we're going to kind of look at your roll and see, we'll kind of from that judge what the rest of the reaction is. Sounds good?
Works for me.
Okay.
So that's 3 and a 10.
Yeah.
And I have to meet or exceed it?
Yep.
All right. I've got a 10 in reserves.
You want to spend that?
Yep.
Okay.
Might as well.
That means you don't have to spend an action token. You don't get a momentum because you didn't roll. But I think that given that you just meet his right now, I think that like you get him like frozen up against the wall, and I think that gives some leverage here, potentially on the rest of them. Does that sound reasonable?
Fair enough.
Okay.
And I'll help if I can.
I think he's already the action's already resolved.
Oh, you did already. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
Cool.
he spent the reserve. But that definitely up against that. Timothy, I think you were the last person in the round.
So I pop up to my feet, and I say, "Everyone, please! You thought this would be a kidnapping, but it's not. I assure you, we're not mere victims. This doesn't have to end the way that it inevitably will if this continues." And I just, make a whole like you don't want to die here today. We don't want to die here today. And your boss has told you one thing. There's no shame in retreating here and saying that it was too much, and all of us can walk out of here and go see our families when this is all over.
Perfect.
So
I think you ought, like, Becca's definitely giving an assist on this from her action, right?
mhm.
Does that seem fair, Puckett?
Totally fine by me.
Okay. So let's have you roll here.
I feel like I'm using dramatic for this. As I stand and kind of, make my soliloquy and I'll drop some Shakespeare in there and stuff
We
like
happy few.
that. Yes, exactly. So I'm also a smooth talker. When I make a test to use my silver tongue to schmooze someone or bring them around to my way of thinking, I add a D10 to the roll.
Perfect.
And I'll spend my green token here to get me 9 dice. Yep.
9 dice. Close to the max. 10 is the max.
Oh, okay, cool. 6, 7, 8, 9. This is my big speech. There's a 10.
Okay. So A, you get a point of momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And B, you'll hear this guy go, 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 and like everybody still has guns out,
Mm-hmm.
but things have gone down a little bit, and it there's that just sense of quiet. We maybe hear like water dripping where something got shot, a vase and stuff, and the guy behind the counter goes, "Where's the box?" And let's take our first break there, and we'll come back. So take 10. So I imagine there was a fade to black commercial break there. And when we come back, people are in different positions in the rooms. One guy's got, a bag of ice up to his head where he got blackjacked, and everybody's kind of sitting. It's still clearly tense, but the lead guy is saying, "Look, our boss gave Nightbird something to hold on to, a box. And then she flew the coop, and the Gramsci family is not one to like just kind of let that thing go. So maybe A, you stop following up on this, whatever you're doing, and B, you just tell us what you know.
Let's play that a different way, kid. You go back to Linda and you say, we're available to hire. And we know more than she knows. We know more than you know. And you're going to get your ass kicked. So go back to Linda, tell her we're for hire, and everything will be fine. We'll find your box once she gives us the complete description, or we'll check that the things we've already found aren't the box.
Let's have you make a roll here.
I'm making a leap here.
Okay.
I am discerning from them that they are not really high enough up in the organization to make a deal, using cold reading. When you
Okay.
make a test to discern something about someone by reading their tells, habits, appearance, add D10 to your roll.
I like that. Yeah.
And I think this is a cunning plan.
Okay.
So I'd like to go with clever.
I think we throw you an extra die because you've got the rest of your group there in various that we still have the echoes of that previous conversation, and Becca looks super dangerous.
I was going to say I'd like to help by just looking menacing.
And I'm helping by saying, oh my God, I could use a drink. Am I the only one that could use a drink? We haven't destroyed the bar yet, and that's probably going to happen. So let's drink now before we do that.
So I think I've got 2D, one for the cold reading, and one each for Becca and Tomothy.
One for Becca. The other thing you can choose to re-roll a D10. You can't take the same bonus twice.
I see. Okay, well, I'll settle for 4D, I think.
Yeah.
In that case.
Are you marking your yellow?
That would seem, if I could get this to work, that would seem logical. And what's my target?
Let's see here. I think we're looking at for base to get some stuff here from them. I think we're looking at a 6. There's a higher difficulty for some other things.
When do reserves refresh?
At the start of next session.
Then I think I will just spend the 6 that I have in reserve.
Okay. You don't have to mark that yellow token then.
Fine.
See him pause, and he says, there are reasons why we can't do that, and she can't do that. And I think that the thing that you will get, Jake, is that whatever is going on, it isn't like Linda Gramsci is operating under the auspices of the Gramsci family, that probably Linda Gramsci has fucked up in whatever is related to this box and handing it over. And this guy, let's say, look, if you're not going to tell us, we're just going to go and let's just hope our paths don't cross again.
Well, and I look at Tomothy and I say, well, you know, Tomothy, maybe this is an even bigger reason why Linda wants to just back us in trying to get this thing. I'm hoping to pass the ball to Tomothy so Tomothy can try the smooth talking. Because it seems to me that what they've just told, what I'm reading here is that Linda's in the crosshairs. And so it's all the more reason to go with the simple solution of working together.
And I sigh and I say, if the box is what's really important, we can help you get the box back. That's fine. But we're getting paid to return the songbird to her nest. Once she's there and we get paid, I make a gesture like that.
Okay. Okay. He kind of paused. I think he says, okay, there you go. If you give us a call when you have the box or know where it's at, we will match whatever you're getting paid now. And this doesn't have to go up the pipeline or cause problems to anybody. And no one needs to know that you were involved or that you pointed us to the box or anything. Does it sound like we're on the same page, folks?
We're certainly reading from the same book.
Yeah. All right, then let me and he takes his phone and he does the thing where he brushes the phone, and I imagine like a little hollow business card comes flying over to you. And he says, you call that number? And look, you've got no reason to trust us, so you can set it up however you want, because I mean, your expectation would be that we'll try and off you so we don't have to pay you. Right now,
and
we've got bigger fish to fry.
And your expectation would be that we would try to get paid without giving you the box. So we are absolutely on the same page.
Okay. Sorry about your hat.
Yeah, I'd like to invest in some fashion wear. Oh, see how this plays for you, because I would like this hat to be nano infected, so holes and tears are repaired. But it never. It's an old hat, and the tech is old, so it's always scruffy. It's always intact.
I like that. Maybe slightly discolored for a while where it repairs until it settles in.
And I'm guessing there's a bit of fashion wear somewhere in this list.
Yeah, fashion wear is, I think, under
cyberware cost 2.
Cost 2. So you would just need to make a credit roll against a 2.
And my credit currently is 1d10.
Yeah.
So I will roll that 1d10.
Oh,
And
well,
got a
A, you
10.
get a momentum. And B,
Well,
yeah, you definitely have the fashion wear.
Great.
And this guy will stand up. His name is Gary. That's the only name on the business card. And he says, well, gentlemen, ladies, I think that we should skedaddle, because I'm assuming the heat is on its way, so we're gonna go. And they will Amscray out of there. And I assume that probably by this point we see the 4 of you on the move away. So let's cut to the 4 of you in a nearby automat. At the tables of bright, glaring white lights. People with the trays eating their late night dinners and stuff, and little coffee bots that go hovering around refilling cups, so that the 4 of you can talk about how you wish to proceed. Becca, what do you make of all this?
As I dig into my 5th slice of pie, I look over at Alan and, while I'm still chewing, say, so all we have to do to get paid is find Nightbird, find this box, flip this box to the goons we just fought with, and we get paid what, double?
That seems to be the situation we find ourselves in.
You realize everybody's going to try to kill us, right?
I don't see why they should. employer A wants the girl back, employer B wants the box back. These are two separate but connected paydays.
Obviously, the girl doesn't want to go back, or the girl would be back. Right?
Yeah, but we knew that at the start of this.
So basically, what we're going to be doing is kidnapping somebody and returning them to a place that they don't want to be, and finding a box that somebody else wants, which means, and Jake, hear me out on this one, because you've been here before. Whatever's in that box is something that's worth killing for. Because they were ready to office in that apartment.
The sad and terrible thing, Becca, is that everything worth having in this world ends up being something someone may kill you for.
Look, I just want to know how we get out of this with at least one payday, if not both.
And we do the job.
We find whoever she was bringing the box to, clue them off to what's going on, and get paid by them. Or, and hear me out, we find her. It turns out she has a tragic story of some kind. The two of you meet, your eyes lock. You realize this is what you've been looking for all your life. And that money, well, beside this thing that the two of you have, what does money really mean anyway?
Money means additional pie, as I signal for my sixth slice.
That's true.
So, I mean, pie is important, right?
So what we want to do is find her before she escapes with whoever it is she's running towards, or whoever else they've hired to find her finds her. Because trust me, never send one person to do a job when you can send 4 or 5. I have life experience as far as that goes, darling. There are other people looking for her. But if we find her first, we can ask her, why did she run? What was she so worried about that she felt she needed to flee? And then we will have leverage on him.
Think we can get any of your clones in on this?
What? No, they're idiots. Why would I do that?
Well, you
They're
just said
morons.
you have experience with never sending one person to do a job when you can send 5 or 6. So I thought you were kind of volunteering that.
No, I mean, do you think we're the only people that he hired to find her? No, of course not.
Grace,
Yes.
what do you think about all this?
Just to be clear, I don't and will not ever work for the Gramsci family, so I have no interest in this box. Other than that, its presence might put Nightbird in danger.
Can't you do your thing? And I make little typing motions. With that business card he gave you, isn't there some kind of way to see what they're doing?
I put my hand out for the business card, whoever has it.
We at least charge this meal to his credit card?
Is this a digital, or did he construct a business card?
Oh, I imagine it's a little digital hollow construct that can be moved from location to location.
I can try to find out what I can from it, and I'll try to hack into it and see if there's any information that
Okay.
can.
What do you want to do that with?
Alrighty. I'll use my green and a reserve, and I will sneaky.
Okay.
try that. 4, 5, 6.
Can I help with this?
How?
I'm going to wave the coffee bot over and get a couple of energy drinks,
Okay.
which I plunk down right in front of her. I say, you'll need these.
What is the name of the energy drink in this setting?
Oh, the name of the energy drink in this setting. It's
Megavolt.
yeah, that's good. I like that. I like Megavolt. Yeah.
Megavolt.
Is cool. Yeah.
The cans vibrate when you pick them up. They have a built-in haptic sensor. So, okay, let's have you roll. Get an extra D10 there. So I think what we're going to do is, by default, when you say you're helping, you're giving a D10 unless you say otherwise. I think that's a good way to shorthand that.
Right.
Oh God, Joe Cola. Oh, so bad.
You're not the only one thinking that.
All right, I got a 10.
10. So you get another point of momentum. I think that kind of watching through this, you can pick up two things. Like there's a little bit of track back and so on. One, they clearly don't know where Nightbird is. Like the watching the pattern there going from place to place kind of chaotically. Two, you have the sense that something is going on in the Gramsci family, and like there might be some kind of fight that's going on. Like maybe there's another party, maybe the box's original owners who are gunning for the Gramscis right now. Because at least one little signal to pick in is clearly a report that comes in on one of their places getting hit, and the sense of it is that this is not the first one, that like there's a war brewing. Does that seem like fair info?
Sounds good. Is there any clue as to who this other family is?
Oh, I think let's go ahead and do that. I think you will pick up that it is the Chaffiks, led by Boss Chaffik.
Okay.
He is in the NPC tab.
Interesting. Right. So we are thinking the Gramsci's stole this from the Chaffiks?
Quite possibly. So you've got the Gramsci's, you've got Chaffik, you've got this restaurant, and you've got this gym. Those are sort of the four points.
I'm hungry.
What's your food of choice, Jake, here at an automat?
Well, actually, I was thinking about the other restaurant.
Ah, there you go.
So I think that probably if we know that the crystal food persuasion,
Yeah,
sounds like it is Asian inspired, if nothing else, then I will suggest that the Asian food here is terrible. Let's go to crystal food persuasion. Pardon me, persuasion.
As long as they have pie or something like it.
They will not.
and I think there's a hard cut to this like brick, like concrete bunker nouveau frontage on this restaurant, and there is like a holographic menu outside that's basically just to show off because there's no prices on there, but you can see that everything here is crystal or crystalline based, or originally crystallized and then turned into some other form and powdered and done something. It is all very high end elite, only with a reservation kind of restaurant place. You're coming here kind of like late at the sort of end of service hours right now. So I will say, Becca, nothing on this menu looks appealing to you.
Look, molecular gastronomy has gone too far. If we leave this place a smoldering ruin, I am absolutely okay with that. Just
Well,
I
why
didn't
don't
bring
you
the
and I go?
explosives, so
Why don't you and I go round the back? Because neither of us is going to get through this door. While Tomothy takes Gracie to dinner.
Yes, you're no offense, but you're staff and not customers.
So we'll see then Jake and Becca head around to the back of this place. But I think we cut to Tomothy, Grace coming in. It's one of those experiential restaurants. So there's this weird crystalline colored light labyrinth that you have to move through to even get to the like front stand of this place. And eventually you will arrive at the station where there is the concierge, the maitre d', who looks at you like,
I'll have changed. And can I just hack to cut in the front of the line, bypass this labyrinth?
it's a physical labyrinth to actually
it's a
get
physical one.
through.
Gotcha.
I think the question is, do you want to hack the reservation list?
You don't need to.
Can
Because-
I help you?
No. I am sure that whatever it is that you can offer you perceive as help, but you can just show us to our table. Tomothy Gallivant. I'm sure you've heard of me. And oh yes, hello. And like at this point, like people in the restaurant have started to turn and look and talk about me, and they're like, surreptitiously taking my picture and everything, like that and everything. And I say, I don't know how much you pay for Instagram for I don't know how much you pay for Neogram ads, but you're getting about a month's worth of free publicity, and it'll be more if you just go ahead and seat me. And I have my ability for being a musician is I can gain access nearly anywhere. I can spend a reserve to gain access to any social scene. So I will go ahead and burn this reserve that I only rolled a 2 on.
See
And,
him look. There's that thing where people look up in the corner of their eye to see the heads up thing and the numbers. He say, Mr. Gallivant and a company, please follow me. Snap. And you see, he's pointing and gesturing. They have a whole sign language for the waiters, and they're rushing to clear a table that hasn't been quite set, and they're kind of moving things to get and they're putting it, and everything here is crystalline and translucent and stuff, and sharp. You're surprised at how sharp the edges are of this place. And
I'm pausing to, let my picture get taken by the guests and stuff as we go in. And I kind of, I do a little like take Grace by the hand and kind of sweep her into her chair and like something that looks a little bit like a dance move, and then sit down across from her. And like if they go to bring us menus, I just wave them away.
At the special menu. And immediately there's a waiter who will bring out these beautiful bowls to start you out. They put down in front of you, and you can see they're just brilliant gemstone-like, essentially a pop rocks aperitif there for you to start with. So this is a effervescent melange to clear your palate and begin what we promise will be a truly interesting, life-changing gastronomical experience.
My life could use a change, so I hope that's true.
And then a beautiful bottle of
Excuse me, please.
yes.
Just and I kind of, like have him
Yes.
lean in very close. Now, I am here with Miss Grace Allardine, and her family absolutely cannot know that she is here with me. It would be a scandal within their church. So you have to swear to me that no one will ever know she was here with me.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are the soul of discretion.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
I'll whisper. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I should be impressed or horrified. And I'm not talking about the food. And I look at you meaningfully.
A sapphire blue wine is brought and poured for each of you. It has little crystals floating in it. Let's cut to the back. And I think that as elegant and beautiful and magnificent as the front, this back is a fucking sty. It's dingy. It's like we're at the back of a cheap diner where they've got the grease bins and the dumpster back there. And there's a you're not sure if it's the sous chef or the dishwasher or both, but there's a guy back there vaping, and he sees the two of you, Becca, Jake, come up, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Vaping? Seriously? Why aren't you smoking the real thing? And I pull out a hand rolled from my jacket.
Oh man. Yeah, I got a vape. It kills my nostril stuff.
Oh, yeah. The olfactory. What is it? And I look at Jake. It's like, what was that called? The olfactory nerves or something like that?
Yeah. Just, there's no need to threaten him with damage yet, Becca.
Wait, what?
Who's threatening him? I just asked him why he wasn't smoking the real thing.
And I want to parlay that into good cop, bad cop. Only this time I'm the good cop.
Okay.
Which is, you don't want to worry about her. Okay, she's fine. But I do need to ask you some questions.
Okay.
And I can't remember what the local device is called. It's called a dumbbox interface, I think. Yeah. And so I leaf through that and I find an image of Nightbird Holly. One of her publicity pics from the bar. And I say, I need to know whether this young lady has visited recently.
Nightbird Holly, yeah. She's tight with Chef.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, she was here just a couple of days ago, but not during business hours.
Okay. Chef? You just got the one chef, huh?
Oh, no, it. Chef.
Oh, Chef. Okay.
Chef Ning.
Okay.
The genius behind this place.
The genius behind all of this. I think I read an article in the the Sundays about him. When do you close?
Dinner line's finishing up now. We're doing last service.
And then he'll be gone, so I'll miss him if I guess.
Chef's up in his office.
Oh, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so helpful. I'll just go past it.
Let's have you make that roll. I think this is the point at which we have a roll.
I would like to support him by reaching into my coat for a lighter and letting this poor schlep see that I have two very large handguns, one under each arm.
I'd like to pitch this at Resolute, because there's this just kind of sense of it's obvious. I'm just gonna, we're just gonna do this thing.
Okay.
So that would be 3d10. I can't think of anything that helps apart from Becca.
Yeah. Becca's
being
assist.
Becca.
Yeah. Got the extra
So
D10.
What am I looking to beat?
Right now, I think difficulty is probably a 5 for this guy.
Okay, I'll burn the yellow action token then.
Okay.
And there's a 10. What do you know?
He had a momentum. He says, are you going up to see Chef?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
He goes, look, he probably shouldn't go up there because this other guy that went up just a while ago.
Okay. Do you know? He might be the other guy who's with us. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Which way's up?
And you step into the back, and like you can see they have all these machines for breaking down food and reducing it and then crystallizing it and putting it back and all this stuff. And it's like this is a health inspector's nightmare, this place back here. Lots of bandages on people's fingers that are maybe a little bit dirty and maybe a little bit leaky. But he will gesture to this set of back stairs that goes up to the chef's office. He says, yeah, the chef's office overlooks the restaurant.
And I'll stop at the door and gesture to Becca. Ladies first.
God, I'm glad this place doesn't serve pie. And I'll start walking up the stairs.
Okay. We'll come back to you in just 1 second. Timothy, Grace, you are making an impression. You are drawing things here. Anything else you want to do?
I mean, can Grace get into their system through the menu?
That's what. Yeah, I was thinking
Ooh,
trying to hack and try to see if well, I wanted to see if Nightbird Holly made any reservations here, or her roommate, or
Yeah.
who they might have been with.
Let's have you make that roll. What do you want to roll that with?
I'm gonna try sneaky again. I think
Okay.
I'm going to. Yeah, I mean, definitely going through the menus is pretty sneaky. I will spend momentum to get my green token back.
Okay.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use that. Does Tomty think he can assist in any fashion?
I mean, when they come to get the menu back, I'll be like, "Oh no! We're reading about the history of the. We want to make sure that we are fully informed before we taste this stuff." Like I'm basically kind of fending off their efforts to get the menu back.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have you roll.
2, 3. Perfect. 10.
Oh yeah. Get yourself a momentum back. I think you will pick up several things. One of them is that like Nightbird Holly has been here, but she's kind of off the books. Like she's a friend of the owner, the chef. I think you'll get that. You can see that she came and went 2 days ago. You can see that 2 other things of interest. One is that a day ago, another name that you got pops up in the restaurant. The personal trainer, August Zine, apparently shows up, and the biometrics came in, talked with the chef for a while, and left. Finally, the last thing that you will note with the 10, I think you could pick this up through there as you're kind of combing through the restaurant's records and purchases and things like that. You can tell that Abaton Ning, our chef, has a sideline. He is a molecular cryptographer and decryptor. And he essentially makes quantum keys off the books for people. And you can tell that he made one recently. Very pricey.
Like 2 days ago?
Yep.
Right. Okay. Seems
Sound
our
like
chef
good
has
info?
It does. It sounds like our chef, I tell Thomasy, is also a keysmith, quantum key. I'm gonna relay this information to our other two.
Okay.
Yeah, because I say, well, our friend should be arriving at his office right about now.
Think we cut. Becca, do you knock, kick the door in, throw it open? What is your approach here?
I'm not going to knock, but I'm also not going to destroy the door. I'm just
Okay.
going to open it and walk in.
You'll throw it open. Very nice office. You can see that there's a like a workbench. There's some like industrial lab machinery for doing cooking preparations off to the side. There's a big, beautiful desk. There's some chairs. You can see behind, like, of course, because the chair faces the door that you came in, and there's a desk. You can see that there's a sort of a stained glass crystal fluid thing that is behind him that kind of looks down into the restaurant. And I think you'll see the blood running across the desk and running down the front of it and pooling on the floor. And you'll see this guy going through the various papers here. He looks up at you. He has a barcode on his head. And I think you've seen these clones that are built killers before. That is Ferryman.
You know what? I'm not even going to bother. I'm just
Okay.
going to draw and shoot.
All right. Let's have you make that violent roll.
Alan, do you think there's any way Jake is contributing to this, or?
I'll be honest with you. I was hoping that we could have a chance to find what he can't find, but yeah, I'm very happy. Gosh, I beg your pardon.
And if you want to take this a different way, if you want to try talking, we can.
No. I don't think the ferryman's going to talk to us. I think he may try to throw us out the window into the restaurant, but that's just
God,
me.
I hope so.
But
Bless you.
no, I think that I will contribute as much, lead to the air as I can.
Right.
So you can assist. I think you've surprised him, so I'm going to take a D10 off his evasion here. But I will go ahead and roll that. So I got a 9.
All righty. And I am rolling 4d10. Yeah, 4d10. And I've marked my yellow token, so yay.
Oh, that is a 10. So gain of momentum.
All right.
Are you more interested in dealing damage to him or putting out of a position, or what?
If I may, considering that this is a heavy pistol,
Mm-hmm.
is there any chance that the force of the slug knocks him through that window and down into the
This
restaurant.
is a dramatic pulp thing. Like he looks up, you see him go for his side pistols, and then hits against his subdermal armor, but it lifts him up, and we get the shot of him falling, Die Hard style, glass everywhere, smashing down onto this table, and these restaurant patrons
our
scream.
table. It's our table, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, comes smashing down. He is crystal in him, stuff. You see him do that shake off, and you see him start to sit up Terminator style. Jake,
Chekhov's window.
yeah. Jake, what do you do?
I mean, the amount of blood means I don't need to check that Chef is dead, do I? No. Okay. So I pick up the search where he left off.
Okay.
Because clearly he hadn't found it in all those cabinets, so it must be in these cabinets.
Let's have you roll. What do you want to roll with?
So I think this is cautious because I don't want to miss anything. But I think that I am trying to gather information and put pieces of the puzzle together, which will give me an extra dice. That's 3.
Yeah.
I will take the green token to get 5 dice.
Look at that.
How bad does this need to get?
Let's I think difficulty 6 right now.
Anything else I can throw at this? I don't think I can reasonably suggest that anyone helps. There's a 9.
So I think you will rush through. You've gotten the information from Grace, Timothy, looking around. I think you will see the notes, the diagrams very clearly. Nightbird came here looking for a quantum key. She came back 2 days ago. He didn't have it ready. It looks like yesterday this zine guy came and picked it up. And you have the sense that maybe like strong-armed Ning into this. But he has the key.
Is it possible for me to take a copy of the key blueprints?
I like that. Yeah.
And then I call Sergeant Maguire.
Well, we'll come to that in a second, because we've got a violent killer clone downstairs who smashed the table in front of Grace and Timothy. Grace, what do you do?
I think I just scan my hand over him and the barcode, and there's just like a red light beeps, indicating I don't get any information because I don't want to spend my last reserve on hacking him, or that he's bad news.
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a dangerous guy.
Right. Bad guy alert. Gosh. Does he have any weapons on him?
Oh yeah, he's got a couple of pistols, and you can tell he's probably got a couple of concealed, nasty illegal knives.
I'm just gonna grab one of the pistols from his side, and have it trained on him while I back up and give him the next move. But I don't know. I'm just taking a defensive kind of posture.
Okay. So you grab the pistol, and I think that will get his attention. And Timothy will go with you, and then we'll resolve Ferryman. Grace has grabbed the gun, step back defensively. We'll give that as cover, which will give you an extra D10 to evading and taking damage. And this guy is kind of torn between wanting to get one of his pistols back and leap climbing back up to the office up there.
Have we determined that he didn't find the thing he was looking for?
No, it's already taken.
Already.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's what Jake found out.
Got it. Okay. So I stand up and I throw my arms up and I say, this will definitely affect my review of this establishment. And I say, and I kind of like sweep my arm across the place where like everybody is filming this. And I say, you promised us discretion. You promised us that whatever we did here, it would not be seen by everybody who's watching HoloVids right now. I say to him, like I'm saying it kind of aloud, but I'm clearly directing it to him. I've half a mind just to leave before everybody knows who I am and why I'm here.
All right. Let's have you roll. I think this is your dramatic.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, like either smooth talker or fame could apply here, I think. So I'll get the extra die for that. I'm gonna just use my regular yellow.
Okay. Let me roll his social resist on this.
Actually, I may just use a reserve. We'll see what he gets.
I got 6, 1, 10, 3.
Oh, the 10. All right. Okay.
Can I assist?
I think so.
Is the idea to try to draw so much attention that he doesn't want to act?
Yes, exactly. That he's going to realize that he's like that, like all eyes are on him, and he really better just go before before his like this leads back to his bosses or whoever hired him or whatever. That like at this point, he's better to cut and run.
Right. Okay. So yeah, then I'll just say, oh Tom, this is Tomothy, this is just like you ruining our night like this, with your ploys for publicity, and who knows who's gonna see this. The authorities will definitely not be happy at this new level of disruption in such a fancy restaurant.
A new low even for you, Timothy.
Nice.
Fantastic. All right, so I got 7 dice. Let's see what we got happening here. Boom. There's that 10.
Oh, that 10. You see, there's that moment where he looks up at the like at the office, and I assume Becca has probably moved over gun wise, and
I am absolutely looking down through the shattered window at him.
See him look around briefly, like considering, can I kill everyone in the restaurant? No. No, the HoloVid's already gone, and he will leap across towards that front area, sends the maitre d' flying, and rushes out. You'll hear the as he smashes through that labyrinth, essentially breaking it as he flies out that front door.
I'll whisper to Tomothy, he left his glass slipper, and I put the gun into my side.
Let's take our second break. Let's take 5 here, and we'll come back with the 4 of you crossing paths, and possibly the inspector of the detective. We'll come back. So, Alan, Jake was calling McGuire.
Yeah, and hopefully, I'm in a position to say to my friend Sergeant Buddy McGuire, you are about to get a lot of reports of an attack and murder at, forgot the name of the restaurant, Crystal Persuasion. And I am about to send you the barcode on the ferryman that was the problem, because I'm hoping that Grace can send me the barcode she scanned, even if she didn't get anything from it.
Oh, nice. Will there be a moment there McGuire, you can like tell he's on another. He says, that's a dangerous guy you're dealing with there.
Yeah, but this is a very high class establishment, buddy.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
that leads to my next question. What the hell are you doing there?
I was never in the restaurant. I'm just passing on from a friend, okay? From a friend to a friend. But you need to be quick. He's already in motion, I'm told.
All right, all right.
And lots of very rich people are going to be very interested to know what happened, because they had their dinner disrupted, I'm told. There was some Broadway guy there.
Well, my people are on their way, and they'll be there in less than 2 minutes.
That's great.
So that
Great.
should be good.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they're
yeah.
not going to see you there,
Me?
right? Yeah.
What would I be doing? Hey, buddy, it's been a rough couple of months.
Okay. Okay. And I think, can we cut to Timothy, Becca, Grace, and Alan? Maybe we're across the street and down a ways, as you see.
Can I
Yes.
suggest that this would be a good time to use my drifter move?
Oh yeah.
By spending a reserve, you can find a safe house or place to hide where pursuers can't find you.
Okay.
So I know a place not far from here.
What is this place like?
Oh, I think this is probably off an alley, off an alley, off an alley. It's probably a deserted old pool hall. It's there's damp. It's scruffy. I've spent quite a number of nights here. It's not unreasonable.
You can see, before it went out, that the hollow tables had broken down and they had to use real physical cues and stuff.
Lovely.
Yeah. So the four of you can sit under a hanging dirty LED light bulb from the ceiling there, and chart your next move.
I did my bit, guys. I got you here.
And I look around and I say, so we only need to contribute something of equal value to this place?
I mean, I feel like I'm already doing that. I mean, look at this mug. And I point at my face and smile.
Well, if nothing else, we certainly stirred the pot. There'll be a whole lot of people, whomever hired our friend there, if they were paying for discretion, they're gonna feel that they overpaid, I think.
So what? Now we just watch all the roaches scatter and see where they go to ground?
We know where the key is. The trainer has it.
Well, while we're thinking about how we get to the trainer, and I pull out the digital equivalent of the blueprints, and I flick him to Grace and say, can you make one of these? Because I think it'll open the box.
Oh man, this is she'll look at it. This is fancy work.
Yeah, a lot of specialized equipment normally used for this kind of thing, but you could try to hack a temporary one-use copy of it.
Right. I am almost out of reserves. Is there how do I refresh that, or when does that?
Reserves will refresh at the start of the next case.
I got to be careful. I'll do it if you think this is worth it.
Well, the alternative, Grace, is couldn't you pay someone to do it? I mean, all that family money is just sitting there.
Right. But I mean, the Aladin, if the Aladin family is connected to something like this, there'll be questions raised that I don't really want to answer. Um, I don't
On
have
any
any.
occasion like this, I look between Tommy and Becca in terms of good cop or bad cop.
A bad cop. Only question is, which do you want?
I've just put the plan on the table. I'm in no position to carry it through. If Gracie's playing hard to get,
All right. All right. I'm going to see what this might be used for, if I can tell from the blueprints if there's a specific use.
So a quantum key is made to crack very high, level, multi-level digitally encrypted locks.
All right. So I'm going to say, why do we want to make a reprint when we can just take the original?
we know that Zine got the key. What we don't know is whether it's a one-use key, a two-use key. Where is he? Where's the key? Is he going to the box? I just like, and I open the coast. I like braces as well as the belt.
I just think these are all good reasons to find Mr. Zine and ask him. And I mean, you're kind of asking if that's. I guess I'll look at Becca.
And I finish thumbing shells into a magazine, smack it in, say, great. When do we leave?
What do we know about Zine? I mean, he's a personal trainer. What do we know? Is he high society? Is he the kind of person that friends Tomothy would know?
I don't think you know anything about him. I don't think you've looked into him.
Okay.
I'll do a simple wetnet search to start.
Okay. What do you want to roll that with?
Resolute, just doggedly looking
Yeah,
for clues and
sure.
any references.
Spend an action token.
Oh, I only have my red. I'm going to use that.
So you're at 1d10.
1d10. Any? I guess more than one person can look.
Yeah.
So go for 2d10. 7.
So he's a very well built, gen modded physiotherapist. This is a posh salon that is well kept up. He himself has an exclusive set of personal clients, nearly like one-on-one long training sessions. You certainly had a sense that there was more to it than that with his training sessions with Nightbird. I think that, does that seem like fair info?
Sounds good. Is there a way, information on how to become a client of his?
I think that requires going there and getting a gym membership, first of all. which there's kind of a shiver that goes up your spine, as you can imagine what the gym membership contracts are like in a neo-noir future. Now, you could probably pass the credit background check.
Right.
Was she actually a member of the gym? Because this seems like the kind of place that, on a torch singer salary, she might have trouble making the monthly payments on.
That does seem like the case.
Who paid for her membership?
I think I'll give that to you. You can tell that that membership is paid for via a Gramsci account. So what is the plan? Is it going to the gym? Is it staking out for Zine? Is it doing this key? Is it talking to somebody else? What do you think is the next step?
Stepping out of character for a moment.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable as the game master if we split up and go do different stuff?
I think we're heading into that last hour of this, so I prefer the group maybe
Keep us
to
together.
hang
Okay.
together. I think that would make more sense.
Seems like staking out his place. Feels like the right thing to do here. He's, with all of this that's been happening, we'll be lucky if we can catch him at home. But I feel like he's unlikely to be at work. Does that make sense?
Probably fewer eyes at his residence as well. I mean, if it's a high-end gym, there's going to be camera. Well, there might not be cameras. You might not want to see.
There'll be cameras. There'll be cameras in the lobby. I mean,
So cut to
Hey.
that kind of stakeout of his, high-end, eco exercise facility that he lives in. You'll see him come down, and surprisingly, because he had, like, this is a place where everybody has fancy cars. You will see him get in an automated robo-taxi, and he will fall, in behind him in traffic.
I always wanted to say to a robot taxi driver, follow that car.
Affirmative. And there's that following back and forth, and you will see him arrive at not a great part of town, but at a vehicle storage car park, and he gets out, and you'll see him go up and present a ticket to the front thing, and there'll be that sound. You've seen these. The cars get pulled out of stacks and moved along, and it gets brought down and set there, and you'll see this very fancy, expensive sports car, like high-end silver, not the kind of thing that you would store in this kind of place. And you will see him go around back. You see him pop the trunk.
Excuse
Yes.
me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Hat out. Could you help somebody who's in some difficulties?
No. Move along. Move along.
I'm hoping that I'm aiming to draw his attention so that somebody else can do something else.
I would like to be like sneaking up on the other side, weapon drawn, putting it at his head, and say,
Let's have you make that sneaky roll to get the jump on him. I
"Oh
think
God, I got to make a sneak roll
plus 1d10 for Alan's
for the
assist on that.
distraction."
Yeah.
All right, so that's 3d10. I need to spend an action token, correct?
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to drop the red one. So that's 1d10. And that's a 10.
Yeah. So A, gain a momentum, and B, you're up on him with the gun there, pressed to his temple.
I just say, those of us who are fortunate should be charitable to those in need, don't you think?
Let me get my creds out.
Actually, put the hat back on. I just have a question. Where's Holly in the box?
I don't know what you're talking about, friend.
I want to resolutely make it clear to him that his options here are narrow. And if necessary, I will lay out the evidence we have to hand. Because, for instance, we know that you were the last person to do some dirty deals with the chef. Did you know the chef is dead? It's not difficult for the police to draw a line between someone who took an illegal key from a guy and his sudden death. So let's start with that one. Then let's trace it back, okay? Let's, for instance, talk about the fact that we know that you are Nightbird's personal trainer. We know there was more to it than training, friend. So, resolute.
Let's have you roll.
I believe I'm adding a d10 of assistance for the gun.
Yep.
When I question others, I get another d10. If I spend a reserve, so I will spend a reserve.
Okay.
So I think that's 3, 4, 5 d10. How difficult is this going to get?
I've got a 9 on his roll.
Okay. Habits or appearance. No, let's go with just the 5d10.
Okay. What are you marking action token wise?
Oh, sorry. That I'll need to re-roll. I forget that I have to do that. So make that 3d10. I'll re-roll. And I still got a 10.
Still get the 10. You lucky son of a. Mark a momentum.
Alan, you're getting all the good rolls out of those dice so early. I don't know what's going to happen later on with them.
Particularly as I'm about to have no reserve.
He says, Holly's at the gym, laying low. He's lying about that last part. And I think with the 10, there is that moment when you say, where's Holly and where's the box, where his eyes dart to the trunk of the car. And he's kind of doing this thing where he's kind of moving to slowly shut the trunk.
I'm hoping at this point that Timothy and Grace have kind of appeared out of the shadows, so I can keep him engaged while
Yeah.
Becca has a gun to his head, and that would allow Timothy to.
Yeah, and like I kind of come around the corner. I say, "Oh, there you are! Oh, thank God! Oh, not a scratch on it. Perfect!" And I walk up to him. I'm just gonna like pluck the key out of his hand.
That's my car.
I kind of say, "Oh, these new fobs are. I can never, beep 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 beep. Nope, that's not it. The lights flash. No. Oh, here we go. Boom, and pop the trunk.
He just shut it so that where you pop it back up.
Mm-hmm.
I think a quick glance in there, Grace, you will see that there is definitely a hidden compartment in the trunk.
I open it. I take a quick look.
And there is a box in there. You'll also notice that the hidden compartment is definitely one of those Faraday cage boxes to block out any signal transmission from the box itself.
Huh. All right. So I start fiddling with the Faraday cage as if I'm going to take it out and just to see how he reacts.
Seems like you know more than you've told us, friend.
Listen, I'll cut you in on this. I've got a guy who wants the box. I've got the other part of it he needs to get into the box. Look, we can all make out real well from this.
What's in the box?
I don't know.
But you've got a way to get into it.
Yeah.
So you're just going to hand something over to someone without knowing what's in there.
Yeah.
At this point, I just look around almost helplessly like, is everyone that we deal with really this? And I look over at Jake, and I look at Grace, and I look at Timothy. I say, please tell me that not everyone is as foolhardy as this guy. None of these people want to know what's in the box.
Oh no, I think not knowing what's in the box is actually very prudent. We're the foolhardy ones, but I like that. I enjoy being foolhardy.
I mean, of course you do.
Hence the current company I am keeping.
I'll put the box next to head as if I'm measuring if a human head could fit in here.
So you're taking the box out of the Faraday cage?
To the Faraday cage.
Oh no. Oh, is the Faraday cart?
Yeah, that's a container. Like
out?
the container itself, like the compartment is made to block out extra signals.
And it's part of the car?
It's built into the car. But I will say the box itself is only like 6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches.
So if this works the way that you think it does, then and based on how nervous our friend here is, so if we take the little box out of the big box, then people will know where the little box is. Is that what you're worried about?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
So we got a deal?
It's your time to be quiet now.
I can't help but smile at that.
So, it's the box.
I think it's time we find out what song the songbird sings. You take the car to the gym. Becca and our friend here will follow in a taxi. Because I can't believe this isn't a sports car. You're not going to get all of us in.
True. So you throw this guy in the back of a robocab between Becca and who?
Oh, I think that's me.
Okay.
Leaving Timothy and Grace to take the flash car. If I'm seen driving that car, I'm going to be pulled over.
Right. He gets increasingly nervous as you approach the gym.
Oh, and I want to be clear that I tossed the keys to Grace to drive.
And I'll be clear that this was my first car was actually similar to this.
That's
Nice.
fantastic. That's fantastic. I don't even have a license because in New York, why would you need one? So I'm going to trust you to get us there in one piece.
Grace, the car is clearly built with an ID for the underground parking garage for the gym. So you can pull in there if you wish.
Oh yes, yeah.
Zine will pull out his personal tag to allow Jake and Becca to also pull in down there. And the four of you will get out along with Zine. He says, now what?
Let's go. Lead the way. Take us to Holly.
And he will lead you into the gym. It's late, kind of after hours.
I'd like to cold read. I want to know whether he is in any way setting us up.
Let's have you make that roll.
I think that it's probably empathy,
Okay.
empathetic, reading him. That gives me 2. I get another 1 because of cold reading. That's 3.
I will volunteer to help. Just
Okay.
pointing out, it's like, if this is a setup, you die first.
Let's have you roll, Jake. Oh, you're muted.
So am I looking for 5s?
Yes, you are.
Then I'll simply use my yellow token
Okay.
and roll 4D.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that 10.
Another point of momentum.
Is there a maximum momentum that I can? Because
I don't think so. I have to check. But I do think it resets at the next case.
You know.
So he is not setting you up. He's trying to figure out a way to set you up, but he doesn't have any options right now. And he will take you down into some of the specialized equipment areas at the gym. And he will take you into an area that says, essentially, there's an out of order sign on it. And he will take you into a big room with a whole bunch of chambers in it. And you will see that these are cryonic fat burning modules. Freeze sleep your way to a healthier body. And he'll point to the last unit. She's on ice.
Did she ask for this? And I'm asking with a certain tension in my tone, letting him know that it's going to be very bad for him if she didn't.
Then I don't think he says a word. What do you guys do?
I'm going to wait for somebody to open up the cryo chamber so we can talk to Nightbird Holly.
I'll try to do that.
Okay. Grace,
Is it? Mhm.
let's have you roll.
Is it a fancy thing? Can I just just use I'll use clever to bypass whatever
Yeah.
system.
It is certainly locked to like make it so hard for somebody to get into.
Cool. All right. Huh, 3 5s.
3 5s. I think that it will take a bit for you to pop it open. And I think it will open up. And I think that you will see that there is this frozen figure of a woman who's it's like decompression. It's going to be a while before she wakes up. But you can see that this is also where Zine stored the key, because it's kind of resting on her hands there.
I'll pluck that right out of there.
Doink.
And I'll say to Becca, well, are you still curious? I know I am.
At this point, I want to make sure Holly wakes up. And again, I look meaningfully at Zine. If she doesn't.
No, perfectly safe, perfectly safe. We use it on our patrons all the time. It'd be just 10, 15 minutes.
Good. Then in 10 or 15 minutes, maybe you can breathe a little bit easier.
And do you wait?
No,
No?
no, the key. I'm gonna go down to the car.
So you head back to the car?
Yeah, I'll Grace, come on. It's almost certainly something that we're gonna need you for anyway.
Of course.
Jake, are you going with them or are you staying here?
No, I think that I think 2 of us need to be on the really fit gym guy.
Okay.
And the the hopefully reviving songbird.
Question?
Yes.
Which one of us has the shotgun at this point?
I don't think any of you have the shotgun.
Because I
Okay.
think when we parted on as even, they took their shotgun with them.
Okay.
They would have wanted that back. I
Yeah.
think.
If somebody had said to me, I'm making sure I'm taking the shotgun, I would be cool with that. But I think that
Okay.
is in the wind.
All right.
So I imagine we do parallel cutaway scenes, and we see Timothy and Grace up at the car.
Oh my God, what do you think it is? Is this going to release some nano plague that destroys the city? Is it like a birthday present? Is it come on. I know you have your theory about it. What is it?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate my camo armor, so that I'm not very easily seen. I look at Timothy and I'll say, I have no idea what it is. And
that's when the back window of the car explodes outwards, and you will see Ferryman come shooting out, but he can't see you, Grace, so he will go shooting out at Timothy. And it's at that moment, also downstairs, that I'm going to spend all my GM saved up momentum. By the way, I get a momentum every time you guys spend a momentum. And I'm going to spend all of that. And there will be that moment, Becca, when you see Nightbird kind of move and you look towards there. And I think we see Zine hit a button and there'll be this launch of cryo, like freezer material, filling the room up with smoke and concealing it. And you hear the sound of him like wrenching something heavy to start swinging around at the two of you.
Now, in looking at the cheat sheet, it says I can spend 2 momentum to negate a momentum spent by the GM.
Yes, but I am doing this as a hard frame so we can have a little conflict here at the end of the thing. If you want to spend a momentum to act before like he gets a swing or anything, or take action before him,
absolutely.
I'm
He
cool with
is not
that.
getting a swing in free.
So smoke in the area. We'll come back to the two of you in just a second. Timothy, I am going to take a swing at you with this guy.
So he was in the car and came out through the window at us?
Yes, launches at you dramatically. He was clearly waiting at the back of the car.
Got it. Okay.
And then
All right.
saw you and you stood back behind and you clearly weren't going to get in the car. So he launched himself out
There we
at
go.
you.
All right. Yeah, so he's he launches himself at me. And I do my best, like bend over backwards, onto one hand as he goes over the top of me, kind of a little dance move.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by spending a momentum.
Okay. Now, mind you, I want to tell you, I have a 4, 10, 10, 4.
Got it. That's still just 110, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. I'm going to spend a momentum to get my green action token back.
Okay.
And this is absolutely with fast, just trying to, just like I said, little, kind of dance move to try and get out of the way as he comes over me here. But if I get a 10, I still get out of the way of it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. You roll and then we respond, even if it's attack defense, it doesn't matter. Got it. Okay. So that's I got 4 for fast. I got another 2 for the spending the green token. Yeah.
How does quick step work?
Quick step, I can spend a green or yellow action token to take an immediate action to move.
I'm just wondering if that allows you. Is that in lieu of a roll? Lowell is what I'm thinking.
That's an additional move in addition to your in addition to other things like that's a extra move.
So I'm going to like I said, kind of bend over backwards as he comes at me and see if I can keep from getting creamed here. Can Grace help me at all? Or
yeah, I'm
You're camouflaged, so you can certainly act to try and push him or move Timothy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to push him. He's attacking with what kind of weapon?
He is leaping out of there, and you can hear the hum of a vibro blade in his hand.
Right. So then I'm just gonna try to shove him off balance as he
just give him a little nudge.
Extra D10
that may be
D
enough.
on that. Yeah.
All right, so I got 7 dice I'm rolling here. And this is my dodge roll. There's 3 10s.
Holy shit. 3 10s. You get that momentum. And he goes past and he cuts the front, like he kind of lands and stops himself with the vibroblade, but he cuts through the engine block of another car there. Grace, what do you do?
Oh, I'm gonna pull out the gun that he left and I'm gonna shoot him with it.
Okay. That is violent.
Right. And I'm just gonna say surrender to the light. And let's see, that's violent 3. Timothy, have him
Yeah.
focus on you, maybe.
Extra die.
All right, and I think I'm using my green token, so
Perfect.
2 more. Let's go for it.
9 will match what he rolled. So do you want to roll damage, or do you just want to deal damage? He's pretty tough.
Yeah, I'll deal 1 damage then.
Okay,
You think?
so yeah, so he turns, he sees his own gun, and boom, 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 boom. He cut into the engine back of that car. Now kind of flies, shatters that windshield. He's still up. He's still got that wound from Becca, but now you've done another shot. Timothy, what are you doing?
I go from down on one, like one hand like this, like push myself up, and as I do, I am rolling and leaping forward to go through the window that he came out of, and landing in the seat, in the driver's seat, throw it in reverse, just back it into him.
Perfect. Let's have you roll.
I feel like I should get to. I feel like fast is still, unless this is violent. What is your?
That is up to you.
I think it's fast. I'm I'm trying to do this before he can bring the gun back up. Like, I'm not concerned with being accurate. I just want to smash the car into him.
I'll assist
fair.
you. I'll assist you by throwing you the key.
Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, which I catch as I dive through the window.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right, sweet, cool. I can only do that 1 time. All right, so I got to use my red token because that's what I've got left.
You can spend a momentum to recover an action token.
I already did that. I did that last time, and you can only do it once per session or mission.
That's correct. Once per session.
Once per session.
Which are reading two sessions as a session for this.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Got it. So that starts me with 4, 5 minus 2. I've got 3 dice for this.
Okay.
Oh, I like that 9 I'm looking at there.
Yeah. So smashes into him, catches him between the car. He will wrench himself out of there, but when he gets up, he is there's that moment where you see him kind of get off balance, and he kind of swaps the knife to the other hand, because you see him raise it up, and there's so much blood and stuff coming off of that, and he's trying to come in. I cut back. Becca, smoke in the air. He's got a little bit of cover, but you are fast. What do you do?
I want to punch him in the solar plexus with the barrel of my gun.
Perfect.
Because I don't want this guy dead quite yet.
Perfect. And you can use the pistol damage for that, since you've got a heavy object to do that with.
Yep. And I am spending momentum to act. I think it's probably one of those things where I might be ducking under the swing even.
Okay. So I got 388.
388. All right. So I have 3 in violent. I'm spending a green token.
So 5 dice.
Jake, are you distracting him in some way, or?
I'm not sure narratively, given all the smoke. If you'd asked me what I was doing, I'm getting Nightbird out of there.
Okay, fair.
Smart.
Is that distracting to Zine?
I don't think so with the smoke and stuff. I think,
Okay.
But it does mean that it's gonna be a little bit easier for Jake to get her out of there.
All right, so that's 5d10.
Yeah.
Holy crap! That's like
so. Yeah. So what is it that lets him? Is it that you misstep? Is it that he's faster than you expect? Is it the smoke? What is it?
Oh. I think it, surprisingly enough, I don't think it's any of that. I think it's the cold.
Okay.
I think when the cryo chamber opened, it dropped the temperature in the room, and since we're relatively close to it, I think it kind of made my arms
Yeah.
seize up a little bit.
A little bit numb, reaction time down. He is going to take a swing at you. He's got 226. You may make your evasion, Becca.
All right. And what do I use to evade with? Violent?
You could use fast. You could use violent, depending on how you're doing it.
They're the same.
Okay.
I think I'm just trying to duck under it.
Absolutely.
I may not have gotten the punch in that I wanted, but
mark a token.
yeah. And I will mark one of the yellow tokens, which actually resets everything for me.
Nice.
And let's see what we've got here. Oof.
Yeah. But you've got a pretty good resist, right?
Well,
Okay.
and I do have that subdermal armor.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your resolute plus the dice for the subdermal armor.
Okay. Subdermal armor counts as light armor, no penalties to fast test. So resolute here. What's my resolute at? I think it's 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 775.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he tags you, but you will shake it off. Jake, you want to try and get Nightbird out of here, right?
I do. And I want to do it fast.
Okay. Let's have you roll fast.
But I don't want to go via the parking garage because I'm hearing over my earlink all kinds of squeaks and squeals.
Yeah.
So let me think. So that's 2 dice for fast. I will spend my yellow token to make it 4 dice. How bad do I need to get this?
Let's see. I think that right
Oh,
now.
am I getting another dice for the kind of obscuring cryo smoke?
Oh, that seems fair to me.
I'm still curious what I'm aiming for, though.
Let's take it to an 8.
Okay, let's roll those 5. 9s. I'll settle for those.
Grab her, and you can start making your way out through an alternate, getting her out to safety.
I'd like to burn a momentum to get all the way out to safety by
Okay.
rolling again on fast.
Okay.
Because that's what allows it. That's what momentum gives me. Yeah.
Yeah, it allows you to take an action immediately after resolving one.
So I'm out of the smoky room, so I think that's 4 dice. Yeah.
Yep.
Seem fair? Okay. No, sorry, that's only 2 dice. But I can spend a momentum once per session to get the green one back.
Uh-huh.
Hang on, sorry, no. Sorry, I'm missing my. So that 4 becomes a 3. I get the green one back and spend it immediately to get 4 dice.
Okay.
It's pair of
Oh,
8s.
yeah. You are out and to safety, and if you want to double back to help Becca, you can do that with that kind of roll.
No, I want to spend my remaining reserve to hide Nightbird Holly in another safe house in the vicinity.
Perfect. Let me cut back to Grace and Timothy. Grace, what are you doing? This guy is still up.
Is he? He's not pinned, right, between cars.
No, I don't think so.
You just hit him. Okay.
Yeah, but he is on his last legs.
Oh, if that's the case, then I'm just gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of walk towards him, keep shooting. This will be violence.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all I have is my red token.
Do you have any momentum?
I have 2 momentum.
If have you bought a token back with it yet?
I did.
You did.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
But you know what? I am going to use momentum to take another action after this.
Yeah.
Just as a warning or a notice. All right. Violence is 3 minus 2 is just 1. Timothy, a distraction or any assistance you can provide?
I mean, like I did hit him with the car. I mean, I think, I'm like I do that thing where I pull out 20, 30 feet and then,
Coming back again.
the reverse lights turn back on again and, and the wheels start to squeal as, whatever, smoke comes out of them as I start headed back that way. Yeah.
Cool. I'll take it. A
That'll
10.
hit. So, boom. How do you drop this guy?
Oh, lovely. Okay. I advance, keep shooting. He tries to dodge Timothy. Timothy hits another car. The gun runs out that I was shooting at. The car that Timothy hits, the trunk pops open and there's a space age barbell there, and I just grab it and I'm just gonna clop Ferryman in the head.
Nice. He will crumple to the ground. Becca, I'm going to go narrative here. You are a badass killer, and now you have no witnesses. Now you've got this smoke, and you've got this guy. Tell me, what happens to Zine?
When the police find the body, they're going to have to explain several holes in the torso that don't appear to be the result of any projectile damage. The entrance and exit wound is approximately the same size. It's about the size of an apple or a fist.
Nice. There would be the scene at the morgue. I've never seen anything like this. That kind of thing. And I think we do see a bit. We can negotiate the specifics of it next time. But I imagine that we do get a scene where we see you open the box and we get that golden glow from the box
style. Oh yeah.
But the camera never turns so we can see exactly what's there. We'll come back to resolve that next time about what the payoff, fallout, all of that is from that. But that's our case. So that's it. We'll do another case next time. My plan is to rope in some of our character setup stuff into that. I've got some plans. We'll do a little bit of the downtime stuff so we can see how that works next time, because that's part of how you get XP. You'll also have the chance to reset your momentum, your action tokens, and you'll have to re-roll all of your resolve stuff. Sound good? Okay. If you don't mind, I would like to do a quick stars and wishes for today. Alan, can I start with you?
Yes, stars, I think, for Grace's reluctance of involving her family.
Mm-hmm.
Mama really wouldn't like that. The use of dramatic by Timothy in a restaurant when stuff's going to hell in a handbasket. I love that. I thank you, Puckett, for having Becca shoot somebody out of a window into a restaurant, into a high-class restaurant. All that was good. I thought that I think you were right to go narrative at the end. Lowell, I thought pacing was great. I thought the antagonists were interesting, and I had a good time.
Good. Any particular wishes for our next case?
Not really. I want some higher reserves next time round. But apart from that, no. If you could grant that wish, I'd be grateful. But I've used most of my 10s in life this time.
It was interesting to see. Like, I was very curious to see how that spend would go. Like where would people would be reserve wise. And it really varies. But I was glad to see people getting some use out of the spends. There's some interesting tweaks to the system. Jim.
Yeah, stars. First, Lowell, stars to you for helping us learn the system as we go on the fly here and adapting it as needed. And in particular, yeah, there's 3 options for helping, but we're going to assume you're going to use this most common one and treat that as our default. And then if you want to do something different, you say so. But that's just good.
Mhm.
Like that took a thing that could have turned into, like doing a devil's bargain every time or something like that, and just reduced, and streamlined it in a way that was really helpful. And that's just good jamming on that. So thank you for that. And definitely Puckett, start a Puckett for kind of being the person that remained concerned about the agency of this woman that we were after, who even though we never actually talked to her when she was awake or anything like that, his character made sure that we weren't treating her just like she was another box that we were looking for, right? Which is a thing that can happen in the kind of noir genre. And it was good to have somebody reminding us that this was actually a person we were there to rescue, and that she was more important than whatever MacGuffin hunt that we were on. And that was good to have that contrast. And also just from Becca's character, that like she's concerned about people not having things done to them that they don't want done to them, in a way that some of us may be resigned to that just being a thing that, like, some of us didn't get a choice because that's how we were born. Some of us are like, I don't want anything done to me ever, and that was that contrast, a very in genre kind of thing to keep us on our toes. I really like that. As far as wishes go, we still have 2 sessions left, but I can't help but notice I didn't get my musical number today.
Okay.
But we've got 2 sessions left.
Yeah,
so
we'll get
that's
that.
okay. Yeah.
Look, the next time an assassin drops on a table in front of you, for Christ's sake, sing.
Thing. Nice. Grace.
Yeah, that was a great scene in the restaurant. I really enjoyed that. The breaking through the glass, the stained glass window, landing on our table, finding the dead body of the chef. That was all neat. I appreciated Jim's use of drama for full effect, embodying the power of drama, and I appreciated the investigator taking the lead in all the questioning. Natural, just made perfect sense. The abandoned pool hall was cool. Defending Grace in the beginning, I really appreciated. That was a nice chivalrous gesture. I don't know if Grace would have appreciated it as much, but certainly Rod did. I think yes, I had the same star as Jim regarding Puckett's concern for Nightbird, and especially how that offsets her more violent approach in socializing. It was very cool. Yeah, and stars Tilo, for thanks for creating this adventure for us. As far as wishes, yeah, I'd love to see Timothy make an appearance. The other clones,
Okay.
At some point.
And I still have on my table seeing your family on screen.
Yes.
Definitely. So that would be part of it.
I'm gonna warn you, they're hacks. I was the talented one.
Gotcha.
And Becca.
I am genuinely shocked that not one person mentioned Alan's extraordinary use of backgrounds in today's session.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
That was just a huge star. I mean, oh look, here's an alley backdrop. Look, here's a Chinese restaurant backdrop. Look, here's, I don't even know it. Oh, that's actually a cryotube in the background. Now I see the person in it. So Alan, first of all, huge stars for that. it did not go unnoticed. Lowell, stars to you, because as Jim pointed out, that quick change of, instead of asking us what we want the assistant or the assist to be and just assuming it was an extra die, I think that saved quite a bit of time. And it was a neat touch. So I really appreciated that. Going back to Alan, I think Rod mentioned it. You did a fantastic job of investigating, of drawing attention, of figuring out ways to get in places that maybe we weren't supposed to get into, and how to handle situations that maybe we weren't supposed to handle. So I really appreciated all of that. Jim, Tomothy is a freaking delight. I also want to see the musical number, and I would also like to see Tomothy's clones. Rod, I really liked how, especially at the end, you always throughout this session seemed to be a hidden threat, a threat that people were underestimating. For example, going back to Jake jumping in front of Grace back at the beginning. Everybody, I think, was underestimating Grace and Grace's capabilities. And at the same time, at the end, we got to see it. And it's like, okay, Grace is an absolute badass. It's not just hacking and, figuring out how to deal with security systems and whatnot. So I really enjoyed seeing that aspect of Grace. As far as wishes go, I would also like to see Grace's family. I mean, we established that they might be a little bit kinder to Becca than other families. So it might be fun to have that come out and play. Again, I want to see Tomothy's clones. I'd really kind of like to see Jake's softer side. Find out if Jake actually has a softer side. Maybe find out what happened to Jake's partner, or at least get a lead on it, or why it happened to Jake's partner. So, yeah, that's just wishes for next time.
I'd like to second that wish for finding out about Jake's partner, Deirdre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Just to say, I
yeah.
did include a picture of her
Yeah,
for a reason.
I saw it. Very nice. A couple of add-ins to the NPC tab. Thank you all very much. I am going to stop the recording.